You guys know that I went from 75 kilos to now 67 within under 2 months. This video is about how it feels to be on keto, why I chose the keto diet, what I eat, ins and outs, all of that good stuff. The reason I decided to do all of it in the first place was because I had lost touch with my body. I had lost touch with my body because of the global situation. We were all home a lot. I'm sure you guys went through the same thing. I had a child. Anyone who's had a kid will tell you that that is no joke. I also had hyperemesis gravidarum, which is a condition where you're constantly sick while pregnant. So the only foods I began to be able to eat is just high carbs, sugars, and all that kind of food. I then started to associate healthy food with something that just I didn't know what place it had in my life. I would just eat food for fuel, and not good food, as in like bread or something, just to stuff it down my gob and move on with it. I had a foot surgery too. It was invasive, massive foot surgery because I twisted my ankle, and then the ligaments kind of got more laxity as time went on. And so all those things together, I went from my usual 60 kilos to 75. That's 15 kilos extra. In pounds, that's over 20 pounds. It was time to lose it. I think if you are on a journey where you want to lose weight or look different or do anything, you have to come to that point where you are like, no more. Because the pain of what you're going through at the moment has to be bigger than the comfort of carrying on the way you are. It applies to anything, to relationships, to love, to how you treat yourself, to anything. It has to outweigh. So for a while there, it was quite comfortable for me to just put it on the back burner and not really care what I'm eating or fueling my body or what I'm doing, and to just keep carrying on because I have a young child too and all these things. But the reality is I was like, no, I'm done. The reason I chose the keto diet is because I wanted to reboot my body. It's not a computer, I know that, but I wanted to kind of take myself and be like, right, I don't want to count calories. I don't want to log anything. I don't want to overthink food. I don't want to give myself some kind of disorder where I'm fixating on food. I got to the point of such confusion with my body and food and how I look and what I can wear, and identity as a new mom is a whole new thing. I am the queen of confidence. I'm joking. I'm not the queen of confidence, but I have a very good grip on my mind, and I tend to reframe things in order to make myself progress in life. But with this, I don't want to overthink it. I want my body to do what it's meant to do, and that is work for me. Your body is meant to carry you through life and work for you as this beautiful thing, and all you have to do is give it the right things and honor it back. I did a lot of research. I am a massive reader. I listened to a lot, and I was like, okay, the keto/paleo diet is the thing that makes sense. Why does it make sense? Because when your mind is polluted and you're so confused, it's not the right time to go and start counting calories. Maybe for you it is, but for me it's not. I don't want to go on a thing where I have to go on an app. I am raising a child, I'm running a business, I am creating content, and I don't want to be on an app looking at stuff. I want to put my body in a state where it's healthy and I don't need to overthink it. And with the keto diet, you use fat for fuel. You teach your body to go into ketosis and use your ketones in your body for fuel. Essentially, you give yourself metabolic flexibility. Your body becomes flexible to either burn sugars or burn fat. All of us eat throughout the day. We eat a lot of carbs. We're always snacking. Our body gets used to that. There's been tests done in science on mice. There's been trials on humans, and we're just not metabolically flexible. Our body cannot switch from one to the other, and I wanted mine to be able to burn fat, okay? I wanted to be able to lose the extra pounds, but I also wanted to feel really good. What did I notice? Or should I do what I ate first? No, I'll tell you what I noticed. First week, it's hard. First week, you're like, I'm hungry now again. I want to eat more. I don't know what I'm eating. It's confusing because you're just trying to reboot. You're just trying to change yourself and your usual like snacking and bready and da-da-da. I had to put myself first. I have a small child, so usually I'll make him, let's just say, a sandwich and I'll eat the crust, just some stupid thing like that, right? But I had to go and stock my fridge with food that is good for my body on the keto diet. That's fat, protein, and, you know, so basically it's green vegetables, protein, and fat, right? And eat that. It gave me so much headspace and it opened up my life so much in terms of the fact that I now knew what I was going to be eating. I didn't have to overthink it. I didn't have to think about myself in that frame or about that at all. And I knew that I was doing good for my body. And what happened was after 1 week, my mind became clear. Guys, my productivity is on another level. I've done more in these 2 months of doing this than I have in years. I know that's an exaggeration, of course not in years, but you understand what I'm trying to say. There's this clarity of mind that comes when your body starts to burn fat as opposed to just what you're consuming. That is incredible. Put it into YouTube or have a Google, do whatever you need to do. If you find out the information on how clear people feel when they start to burn their fat for fuel, it is incredible. You don't get a slump throughout the day. You don't feel fatigue. Your body just starts to work like this well-oiled machine. You literally get to a point where about month 2, where you forget to eat. But it's not about forgetting to eat. It's more about the fact that you have eaten so much and good calories that are dense and wonderful for you that you don't need to just consume crap. Your body, which is exactly the point of what I wanted to do this for, is I wanted to be able to hear my body again. And I can finally hear again when I'm hungry. I can finally hear again when I'm not hungry and when I'm thirsty and all this stuff. So it's been brilliant for that. I've lost from 75 kilos to 68. That's 7 kilos in 2 months. And I think I'm going to get to a point set where I feel happy with it. And then I'll go on more of a paleo diet. But the productivity, the head clarity, the mind frame, it makes you a lot more positive. It makes you a person who, you know what's in your fridge, you know what's good to eat. And if you're a parent, it shows your children good foods that they can be eating. Because essentially, my child will always have carbs. He's always going to have pasta on the side. He's always going to have all these things. But it's a really easy diet to follow or life plan to follow if you want to incorporate your family. And for example, if I'm going to make myself, let's say, a piece of salmon with veg on the side, you can even put mayonnaise, right? Because it's a fat. For my son, I will put mashed potato on the side. After a while, you're not even craving that. You don't want to eat that. It's a crazy thing. The food fixation goes. I got the worst food fixation, like cravings, ideas about what I want to eat, what I don't want to eat, and all these things because of the illness I had during pregnancy. I wasn't able to eat for 9 months. I was on a drip where you can only consume food very sparsely, and you have to have liquids through the IV. And I got food fixation because I was not able to eat. It's a natural psychological thing that happens where you just want to eat this, you want to eat these Doritos, you want to eat that cupcake because you weren't able to for so long. And then after 2 years, I'm like, why am I still acting like a starving child? I am no longer starving. So this kind of re-stabilized me. All the junk food is kind of gone, but you don't get hungry for it because you are so satiated with a high-fat diet. I eat meat, chicken, fish, eggs, mayonnaise. You can even drink dry wine on it because I'm having champagne. You just know I'm having champagne. What diet does not have champagne? I'm sorry. We're trying to live life here. You can have coffee. The reason I love it so much and the reason I wanted to make this video and kind of sit down and just talk about the head clarity and the reset is because I know you guys struggle, and I know you want to find yourself, and sometimes you're at that place in your life in transition as a woman where you're thinking like, who am I? Who's this new me? Has my vitality gone? Like, have I lost myself and my sparkle? I didn't ever think that my vitality and sparkle are gone. I'm very good at being in the moment of what I'm going through. But I did think for a moment, like, why am I so foggy? Camera decided to die. We're at an angle, but we're still going to carry on because it's going to die in a second. Essentially, I just want to say that when you put your mind to it, you can do a full reset. And I recommend the keto for it. Obviously, check with your doctor. I'm not a dietitian or a doctor. I'm just somebody who's female and a parent, and I know how you can get busy, and I also know how you can fixate about your body and about food. And it's wonderful when you finally start to hear your body again, and you can finally feel clear and feminine and amazing, and I recommend it so highly. I also think that I can make videos for you guys about how to do the kind of incorporating your child into eating that way. I don't recommend that kids eat keto. However, there is so much research on the benefits for children with that, but you know, my son wants cupcakes, he can have them. Okay, so this camera is gonna keep doing that to us, so we're just gonna go on the phone and I get to show you my Christmas tree. It's just lights, it's forest vibes this year. We're just doing Twinkle Twinkle Forest, okay? Anyway, as I was saying, it gives you clarity, it can give you a reset. If you're down, do it with me, and then we'll see what happens. It's a really good kind of clarifier of the mind and everything. First, do your research, obviously, but I can give you tips as we go along. I always do updates and food on my stories on Instagram, so follow me there. But let's have a look at this tree. Here she is. Twinkle, twinkle tree. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Love you lots like jelly tots.